keep the world permanently. Since that time till today, and nobody can change it till the day of Qiyamah. This ayah, إِن يَمْسَسْكُمْ قَرْحٌ فَقَدْ مَسَّ الْقَوْمَ قَرْحٌ مِثْلُهُ. Do you know the event that took place before this ayah was revealed? Aywa Amma. Do you know? The reason why this ayah was revealed?
Because they were defeated.
They were defeated. Where?
Uhud.
In Uhud. Okay. Who else? Naam? Okay, Barakallahu feek. It was revealed because of the incident on the day of Uhud, but they were not defeated. But it was revealed because of Uhud. Even though 7 of them were killed on the day of Uhud, but do you know why those 7 were easily killed?
They disobeyed the command of Prophet Muhammad.
Barakallahu fiqh. They thought to themselves that whatever he asked them to do, the duty is over. So intentionally they did not what? Disobey him. But they were thinking that whatever task that he asked them to do is over. So they came down. And that's why they suffered severely on that day. But this is the ayah at the very beginning of it. What I want from you to focus on is the word qarh. You know what qarh is? You know what qarh is?
Calamity.
Calamity?
Calamity.
Calamity. This. Explosion? Okay, what else? He says this. Explosion. At least he gave us an answer. Do you know what qarh is? Qarh in Arabic language, the word qa, ra, and ha in Arabic language has 2 pronunciations. The first is qarh, the second is qurh. The first is what?
Qarh.
And the second is qurh. وَقَرْحٌ بِضَمِّ الْقَافِ وَالْقَرْحُ صُحْبَةٌ. Meaning the one who recited qarh, qurh, as-suhba. Who as-suhba? Hamza Kisai and Ahsan Allahu ilaykum. This is to indicate that whenever you have suhba, you will never suffer qarh or qurh. Qurh means wound. Qurh means what?
Wound.
If you are together as one nation, never will you suffer what? Nobody will be able to penetrate you through qurh. You will never be wounded. Because on that day, Shaitan was able to reveal to them that the task is over. So what they did, they came down, separated. So Shaitan, when it comes to trickiness, nobody like Shaitan. Evil, he has PhD in evilness. So Iblis, he penetrated them, and they were what? Killed, 7 of them. So Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala talked about qarh and qurh. So Imam in his Shatibiyya, he said, وَقَرْحٌ بِضَمِّ الْقَافِ. The word qarh, if you recite it with dhamm of qaf, that means it's now from qarh to what? Qurh. He said that's when unity comes, and when you have unity, you will never suffer what? Qurh. And when we talk about unity, unity does not mean, having thousands and millions of people in front of you. Unity means having a vision and pursuing that vision to please the one who had brought you here in this world, even if you are only 1 or 2 or even 3. So think not when we say influential people, that means they have many followers. It doesn't mean that. Because in Sahih Muslim we were told that a prophet will come on the day of Qiyamah and he does not even have 1 follower. But does that take away his title of being a Nabi? Can a person be a messenger or a Nabi without being chosen by Allah? So a prophet on the day of Qiyamah will go without a single what? follower. But Joe is staying down the street. How many followers he has in the church on Sundays? Creflo Dollar down in Atlanta. How many followers he get down in Georgia? TD Jakes, whenever he backflips, how many followers he get down there? Eddie Long, before he checked out, how many followers he had? You know, so followers or having multitudinous does not mean what? Influence. Doesn't mean that. Having many does not mean what? Influence. And to be for a person to be influential does not mean he has to have many followers. Because النبي وليس معه رجل والنبي ومعه رجلان والنبي ومعه ثلاثة والنبي وليس معه أحد. The hadith of Muslim. So as a person, if you do not want to suffer qarh or qurh, it's in your what? Being together. And that's what this is called suhbah, right? Coming together, having good time. That's what suhbah is all about. Coming together. And Imam already told us, if you have this suhbah, you will never what?
Qurh.
You will never suffer qurh. I hope and pray that this generation that we have, we will, inshallah, never suffer qurh in our lives. Bi-idhnillah. And once you have that clear in your mind, that in this life, to be influential does not mean I have to have many followers. That means it's nothing but vision, goals, and also you are not stagnant in achieving it. Dr. King, Martin Luther King, even though he had this dream that did not come into fruition yet, he said something, even though he was a non-believer, but this statement of his deserves credit. He said, if you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you can walk, crawl. And if you can crawl, by all means necessary, keep moving. Meaning, don't be what? Muslims should not be stagnant. Well, I see my homeboy is not with me, so that means I can't do it. No, don't stop. Okay, I don't have support of my community, that means I cannot execute. No, don't stop. You know, my own people flip on me, so let me quit. No, don't quit. Quitters never win, and winners never what? Quit. And always, if you want to succeed in life, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. That's the only place where success comes before what? So if you want to succeed and you don't want to put that work in, will you succeed? Well, then wait until you turn into maybe, what do you call it, World Book Dictionary, or you turn to be like Britannica or Compton Encyclopedia, then you will succeed then. So I'm saying all of this to say and convey this to our youth. That sometimes you may wake up one day and nobody behind you. And the homeboys that been saying, you know, I get your back, he can't even see his own back, let alone to see yours and take care of it. Or maybe our leader in the society is not taking care of us, therefore we can't do it. Or my sheikh flip on me, so if my sheikh is not with me, I can't do it. The ultimate goal remains that this is the life given to me by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He does not want me to remain what? Stagnant. As a Muslim, always is moving. Fil haraka baraka. Fil haraka. The more you have haraka, you have baraka. You see, haraka, baraka. It rhymes, right? Even Busta Rhymes can't come with something like that. Fil haraka baraka. So remember, in yamsaskum qurhun faqad massal qawma qurhun mithlu. Whatever you're suffering today, or Muslims are seeing and going through, Muslim ummah this, Muslim ummah that, do not domesticate somebody else's problem and start thinking about what's going on over there and what's going on over there, or what's going on in this country or that country. What will happen is that you will be preoccupied not to do what you're supposed to do where you at. Where are we? I know we're in Texas, the country.
United States.
The United States, or United Snakes. Okay, so we're in the United States, in the United States of America. right? Allah had blessed us to be here where the baton of Islam had been passed on to this country. The baton of Islam is where? Right here. You see this little session we have in Kameny, having good time praying, pulling together, having brotherhood and creating. If you go somewhere trying to do in some Muslim country, you can't even get home. So the baton of Islam is right here. You can practice, you can teach, you can learn, you can maneuver, you can move, you can be link and navigate the way you want. If Allah had given us this baton, do you take a baton, erase and remain standing, or you keep running? Keep running. So if Allah had given you the baton, don't wait. Socrates said that the misfortune, the misfortune of this life is for a wise person not to have influence. A wise man not to have what? Influence. And if you have Quran in you, you have mahbitul hikmah. That's where the hikmah is. No hikmah like that which Almighty mentioned in Quran. So if you have it in your chest, that means you have that hikmah. The only thing is to understand that hikmah and place it in your system. That's the first ayah. إِن يَمْسَسْكُمْ قَرْحٌ فَقَدْ مَسَّ الْقَوْمَ قَرْحٌ مِثْلُ. The last ayah was what? وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. Prophet ﷺ was only a messenger sent by Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, just like the previous messengers came and left. So his departure should not cause you to remain what?
Stagnant.
So if his death should not pause the Muslim movement, how about if a sheikh passes away? How about if imam is not in motion? How about if the leader of the community is not moving? Can we compare any human being to him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam? So if his death should not cause us to remain standing still, then that means nobody should cause us to remain standing. What he came with is a legacy that remains till the day of Qiyamah. And it's upon us to carry it. It's not only for the imam, not only for the king, not only for the sheikh, not only for someone intelligent. Every person who shares this kalima la ilaha illallah is his responsibility to carry on this banner. How? You have to have action items in front of you so that you can start executing. And we all know when Prophet ﷺ passed away and some Muslims said our deen is over. What did Abu Bakr say? He said, Wallahi law lam yakun fil qura ghayri la anfastu. If nobody in this town except Abu Bakr, I will go ahead. I don't need your help. I will still do it. Imagine when Umar ibn al-Khattab did not agree with Abu Bakr. When he went out to fight those who apostated. Did Umar agree with him? The hadith in Bukhari. Did Umar agree with him? There's no Bukhari in Irvin? No Bukhari?
No, he didn't agree.
He didn't agree with him, right? Imagine Umar disagreeing with Abu Bakr. But did Abu Bakr give up? He said, Wallahi law lam yakun fil qura ghayri la anfastu. If no one in the world, not just only that qura, if no one in the world will support Abu Bakr does not need anyone's support so long as I have Allah and He is the one who sent that man with the message. I'm carrying on the message. So what you have in your chest is Islam, nobody else. What you have in your chest is what? Islam, nobody else. And nobody should cause you to remain, standing because something happened, you're not moving. If you get into that type of mentality and ideology, that's how mobs move. You know how mobs move? Either you're in my club or if not, you out. That's a mob mentality. That's like John Gaddy movement or Luciano movement or what do you call it? Al Chapo and Al Capone. That's their movement. Either you with us, if not, you out. No, Islam is not like that. Given to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, take the responsibility of it, no matter how young. To conclude, bring in those two ayat, in yamsaskum qarh. this ummah will continue to bleed. This ummah will bleed. But the blood will never stop the ummah from moving. This ummah will bleed. Why? Because the conspirators will never stop conspiring against what? The deen. So this ummah and this ummah of Islamiyah will bleed. But will that blood stop them? No. That's one. Two, the one who brought the legacy, is he still alive? Who did he leave the legacy with? Us. So don't wait until the Imam make a move. You say, I'm also doing something for the deen. And that's why we say for the teen, walking for the deen with khuluqun azim, you can remain, moving in the winning team. And don't be like Mr. Bean, remain clean for the deen. Bashi? Unlike Mr. Bean, remain clean for the deen. Right? So this is what I convey to you. And the first thing that a person should put in front of him is that if I do not help myself first, I can't help anyone. If I can't help myself first and put myself together and my ideas together and put myself together, construct my life well, I can't impact anyone. And there's something that Prophet ﷺ said, whoever does not practice, he's not of this ummah. You know what that is? That's shafi' wal witr at the end of the day. You know the witr that we pray, the shafi' wal witr? Man lam yutir falaysa minna. What does that mean? That means when you wake up early in the morning, you already engage with Allah. Before you go to sleep, you seal the day with your shafi' and witr. And that's why Prophet ﷺ said, if you don't do it, you are not of this ummah. And the best time to pray witr is what time? What time? Hajj time? Barakallahu fikum. Tahajjud at night. Sulusul Layl al-Ghabir. The last portion of the night. Divided into three. The last portion of it. You know the night is divided into how many? Three. The first portion, second portion, third portion. The third portion is best time for a person to what? Pray to pray his shafi' and witr. So Prophet ﷺ is plugging us at that time when the world is quiet. To plug in your shafi' and witr if you can. When the world is quiet and you are engaged with Allah, guess what? When the world is making noise, when you open your mouth, the world will be quiet and listen to you. That's why Prophet plugged at that time. Y'all get the point? But if the time the world is sleeping, you're also sleeping, and the world is making noise, you want to make a noise, they say, come on man, what do you have special? Don't you see when you go to Wendy's, when the wind is blowing, they say we get some new recipe, special. And when you navigate and you go to what do you call it, where they ring in the bell, Taco Bell. So we get something special. That's how it goes. So when a person opens his day with that tahajjud when the world is sleeping, whatever you do in that day, Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will allow His slaves to salute you, and whatever you want to execute will be easily executed. So that time that we pray Shafi and Witr at the end of the day, who will take it upon himself to start practicing at that time? Allahu Akbar. That's what we're talking about. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless you all. Take it upon yourself that this is how I will open my day. At that time, I will wake up. That's when I will pray my shafi' and witr. And check. Do that juxtaposition between when you were doing it right after Isha and when you began to do it at that time. See how your day will change. See how things will change in your life. And with this suhbah, you move to sihab. Meaning, whatever you get, you try to also what? Pass it on and share. And always don't look at Muhammad. If I get something, I share with Muhammad, that's good. Or I get something, a sister will say, I share with Fatima or Layla or Maymuna or Thuraya or that's good. But whenever you get something, this ummah is called Ummatun Muhammadiyya and it's Ummatul Da'wah. Everybody is included. You have, your friend from time to time, he burns some trees, share with him some deed. I know those burning trees. The smoke boy from Jamaica. And the da'wah is not only for the righteous. Even those in the street, the da'wah belongs to them. Because when Prophet ﷺ came, all the people that he met, they were where? All of them were where? They were in the street. They were not in the masjid. There was not even a masjid for them. Because they did not even have that ideology or concept. So he pulled all of them from that avenue to build the best revenue for them. So from the avenue of the world to the revenue of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's what we do. Get something and make sure that whoever you have in your circle you share with. I ask Allah to bless all of you. Bless you and your family. And this that we took today, just one action item, try your best to execute starting tonight. Inshallah ta'ala. That's how Sahaba understood it. If I get something, I'm moving. 100 miles per hour and I'm still running. So you get something, let's begin to execute. And I ask Allah subhanahu jalla jalalu, whatever you want in this life, may He double that for you. Whatever is troubling you, may Allah take care of it for you. All the friends that you have from Jackie, Paul, and Matthew, along with Natasha, all of them, I ask Allah to help you impact, give them Islam to be impactful in their lives. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you to have, to be influential outside just like the way you be inside. But first, clean yourself with whatever you know that you're struggling and suffering with. Remain blessed for the rest of your life. Ameen. Inshallah, Ustaz Isa, we seal the deal. Barakallahu feekum.
So we have a table set up outside if you'd like to leave your email or contact so that we can do more things like this, inshallah, to keep the network smooth, unified group chat. We also, one of the brothers, he brought some soda, so for those of you who'd like to hydrate yourself, you're more than welcome to, but please drink it out there, not in here. And there's a trash can out there too, please throw away your garbage. The projector fee is